Hey there crew, it's Mark, and in today's video we're checking out something brand new from Bullet Journal. This is the Bullet Journal Pocket. The Bullet Journal Pocket is offering the convenience and portability of a pocket-sized notebook with the expansive writing experience of a full A5 piece of paper. See, this is a little bit different than you usually look at field notes that would open normally like this because the experience is expected to be used like this. We'll be talking about the special features of the Bullet Journal Pocket. We'll also be doing a pen test inside of here to see how the paper holds up. And I'll be giving you my honest review on this, having used this for about 2 weeks to give my real honest feeling on if this is something that I would personally continue to use or not. So to start off with this, we have all new packaging here on the Bullet Journal Pocket. We've got it in that gold foil on the front. We've got a lot of the branding around the edges here. And then on the back, all the special details that we can see inside of here. So this is gonna have the 80 GSM paper. Again, this is expected to be used in a vertical orientation. There is a sticker set in here, 46 numbered pages, smart dot grid, which is going to be interesting, and also perforated pages in case you want to share those notes. The Pocket comes with 3 notebooks inside of this packaging, retailing at $19.95 US. So you're looking at a cost of about $6.65 for each one of these notebooks. If I'm comparing that to something like field notes, you usually get 3 inside of a pack for about $14.95. Let's go ahead and open this up right here on the inside. I love these little peaks of information inside of here. Time can't be made, it can only be taken. It can be taken from you or by you. Bujo is about taking back time. Now, as we open this up, we have a little bit more information. I love how it's all kind of packaged inside of here. Details here about the book and the bullet journal method. We also have the course, which is taught by Ryder Carroll over on their website as well. So that's all inside of there. We can open this up. We're going to have 3 soft cover notebooks inside of here. And then on the back side of this here, you're going to see the quick start guide, which is going to give you just a brief introduction into the bullet journal method itself, setting your attentions, talking about your index, which will be interesting inside of something like this. Crafting your future log and making sure to add that in here too, tracking your monthly and creating your monthly action plan as well. Over here on the left-hand side, we have a section about rapid logging and how to do that. There's also some indicators here. We have our notes, that dash, we have our bullet or our action. We have an equal sign. This one's new to me. This is about moods, how you're feeling. And then we have an open circle for events or things that you're experiencing. And then over here, we have the Welcome to Bujo with the QR code, which gives you more information about the bullet journal method as a whole. What's interesting about the Pocket design is that it was designed specifically to be an A5 size piece of paper when open vertically. Like I've mentioned, that's kind of the intention of this is to be used that way. So if we take a bullet journal and then open this up, you'll see it's exactly the same size as one sheet of paper here, which is pretty interesting. So if we open it up, we have the what and the why with the bullet in the middle, QR code, some branding inside of here. You have your nameplate right here on this first page and an intentions page. We'll flip that over and then you have your index here. And then right here on this page, you can actually see the smart guide. So this is a little bit different than what we're used to seeing inside of the Bullet Journal Edition 2. We have these slightly darker dots that are on here. And this is what's going to break your page up into halves or even up into thirds, which I find to be pretty interesting. Inside of the Bullet Journal Edition 2, we had these 2 dots and these 3 dots, which means half or thirds. We had them both on the top and the bottom. These are right here in the center of the page, which is pretty interesting. We have our page numbers, and then in the back of this, we have a little area. I'm assuming you could put a card or something like that inside of here if you wanted to. Let's go ahead and take a look at these stickers. This is a condensed version of what you get inside of the Bullet Journal Edition 2. You have the months on here. You have the numbers for the dates, so 1 through 12. Some other stickers for nameplates, gold dots, lightning bolts, things along that line. So let's go ahead and do a paper test. This is different paper than the Edition 2 that I've really somewhat been a fan of. I'm still not fully in love with the paper. On the Edition 2, it's 120 GSM paper. This is only 80, so this is actually kind of going backwards to the original bullet journal. Now, of course, they're probably doing this because, well, it needs to be thinner in your pocket, and 80 GSM paper is going to fit a lot better than this. So let's just kind of use some of our normal pens that we have. I really like to pull out a lot of different stuff here. We'll use the Leuchtturm, the Dargriffel, definitely the Baron Fig Squire, the Retro 51 are very inky pens. We'll throw some Jelly Roll at this, Le Pen, some fine liners, and then some brush pens as well. We get some mild liners in here from Zebra, just really everything we can. Sharpie, Uniball, getting it all in here. And then, of course, you can't forget about the fountain pen as well. When we flip this page over, you can see all of the ghosting that's happening here. This is just giving me really bad throwbacks to the edition one here. I just really don't love ghosting, and this is not making me feel great, honestly. Some of the inkier pens on there, the Retro 51, the Baron Fig Squire, are almost bleeding through the page. The Sharpie, I only use that just to show what it looks like. There's some notebooks that can handle it better than others. Zero expectation that this paper would whatsoever. All right, we've talked over the features. We've given it a pen test to see what works inside of there, but that's not enough. I wanted to give this a real world go and see exactly what this would look like if I set up and use the Pocket Bullet Journal for about 2 weeks. So come along with me as we set this up and get your first peek of what it actually looks like when you use it. All right, so I'm gonna set this up and use it as it was intended, which is that vertical setup here. So I'll go ahead and write my name in the nameplate here on the front of here. And the first thing I'm gonna do is set my intentions. So very much like the Bullet Journal Edition 2, there is a dedicated intentions page on here. So you can write out exactly what you wanna do. And for me specifically, really looking for something I can keep at my desk to really track those to-dos and things like that that are outside of my normal bullet journal. I'm going to go ahead and use the smart guides here to set up a quick future log, also using the stickers that came as a part of this. I'm going to use those smart guides to split my page up into thirds vertically and then real quick horizontally across that page. I'll also get started on my index as well. I really don't feel like I'm going to need a whole lot of space, especially horizontally. So I'm just going to split this one page in half, and that way it kind of gives me double the amount of space on that piece. All right, flipping to the next page. Honestly, I'll tell you, I'm not happy. This is some really, really dark ghosting, but let's just keep it moving along. I'm going to do like a May overview on this page here before I get into some rapid logging for the month. So I'm going to go ahead and write down some big dates that are coming up this month. And then I'll go ahead and set up my first day for May the 1st. I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do inside of my bullet journal. I'm just going to go ahead and use one of these quick calendar stamps just to get an overview of the month. Doing this in replacement of that monthly overview, the 1 through 30 with the dates and the days of the week. This is just going to work better for me, I think. Like I said before, I'm not going to do anything extra fancy inside of here, no spreads or anything like that. I'm really just going to focus on daily logging, writing in the tasks that need to be done, going through my other notebooks, my digital calendars, and making sure that I have what I need. I'm also going to track some things like the Planner Pals podcast, just writing some of those quick dates over here for myself. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and just really work vertically inside of this. So as you can see here on this page, I went ahead and just had that May 1st and the task and things I needed to accomplish. And then the next time that I needed it was on May the 3rd. For me, this wasn't really a daily bullet journal. This was kind of a need at that moment in time for me. So if I didn't have anything going on in the second, and I was really just already running off of the task list that I set for myself on the 1st, I didn't see a need to continue with the date to leave it blank, but only really add that if I needed to. The other thing that I noticed with this notebook is that the page numbers were only on each page, not the front and the back. So it got me thinking a little bit that maybe perhaps the paper isn't really meant to be used front and back and really just meant to be used one page at a time. I was also thinking that since the pages are perforated, maybe that makes a lot more sense. So maybe if you have a note that goes front and back, that's great, but maybe you wouldn't keep a daily log going day to day. Because I know this is a little bit more of a down and dirty type of journal, this little pocket notebook that I have to write stuff in real quick, I can forgive a little bit of that ghosting just again, because it's purely functional. Again, it's just a personal preference here for me. I just really don't like the way that it looks. I like to have a nice clean page every time I write. But if it's not something that really bothers you and it's never really been an issue, then you're not going to have a problem with this at all. The other thing I did in my space is I kind of rigged up a little bit of like a journal holder. Since this thing is so small and is very light because it's a pocket notebook, I was able to rig up this binder clip holder, which just held my journal open vertically that I could easily see throughout the day. So what do I think about this notebook overall? Who is this notebook for? This notebook is for anyone who just wants to take real quick notes inside of a notebook, regardless of what it is. I love that there are some special features inside of this that are unlike a Field Notes notebook. I love the smart grids as a really easy way just to break up a page if you want to. It's not that you have to set up any type of like special spreads or designs. It's just, I want to make a 3-column space on my notebook to write things into. It was really nice and easy just to look at those smart grids and make those marks and then be done with it. I don't know how much I would really use this with a future log because there are only, what, 45, 46 pages total if you're looking at the numbers. And why am I going to put a whole lot of time into a future log if I might not use it? So I think you have to really consider and test out too how much you're writing inside of this notebook. I think that if I continue using this on my desk here, I can maybe get a handful of weeks inside of here, and maybe it will be 8 weeks or so. And it really won't matter that I only use 3 months instead of that future log. I'll just have to really keep in mind for myself that when I set up that next one, that I really shouldn't go beyond that 3-month mark because it might be a little wasteful for me. If you're the type of person that likes creative bullet journaling, this is not a notebook for you. I think first you'd be really unhappy with the paper. I did do some highlighting in here and some very basic stuff with pens, and that was okay. But those are just my thoughts on the Bullet Journal Pocket. I'm curious to hear from you. Is the Bullet Journal Pocket something that you would actually use in your day-to-day? Would this be a companion to your full-size bullet journal, completely replace your bullet journal, or just be something that you would never actually use? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you soon, friends. See ya.